We'll go, Ivan says. Yay, more swimming, Ruby cries. It's not safe, Ruby, I say. You have to stay here. I promised Akilo I'd watch out for you. I made it this far, she says, donning her elephant pout face. Ivan and I sigh. It's exhausting, all this responsibility, this worry, this love. Promise to stay close, I ask. She holds up her trunk. Elephant's honor. 'Cause Akilo will make dog soup out of me if anything happens to you. Yuck! Ruby giggles. Hey, did you know I can almost do a somersault in the water, Uncle Bob? Ivan taps politely on the door to the donut shop. But even a polite knock from a gorilla sounds like a visit from a wrecking ball. The door opens a crack. I think 2 or 3 people may have fainted, but we can't stay to find out. I hop onto Ivan's shoulder, and the 3 of us head off. I glance behind me to see Boss standing on the pavement watching us. In the darkness and rain, I can't read her eyes, but I like to think there's hope in them. Traffic stop. We slog up a slight hill and round a corner. The traffic lights are out, and nobody seems to be on the streets. That is until we cut through a stand of palm trees and come across some police officers in a slow moving squad car. It's blue and red lights circling. Attention! One of the officers announces over a loudspeaker. This area is under a mandatory evacuation order. Do not. The announcement stops, and so does the car. Uh-oh, says Ruby. I think they spotted us, I say. We're kind of hard miss, Ivan points out. The car moves closer, so close that I can see dropped jaws and bulging eyes. The car brakes to a stop. The driver's side door flies open, and one of the officers jump out. The other officer, a skinny young man, follows suit. But he looks annoyed. What are you doing? He says. Don't be a hero. We could have stayed in the car where it's safe. I am looking, says the driver into her radio receiver, at a gorilla and an elephant, and the gorilla has a tiny dog on his shoulder. And no, I have not been drinking. They said the park got hit by the tornado, says a skinny officer, carefully aiming his pistol. We can't exactly shoot a gorilla, the driver says, and I like the way she's thinking. Try me. What's his crime exactly? Jaywalking. Thing is, I love elephants, says the driver. My daughter collects stuffed elephants. I mean, stuffed toys, not stuffed real ones. She listens to her radio for a moment. Get animal control out here, says the skinny officer. Get a van, get a moving truck, get a 747. I don't care. Ivan, I whisper in his ear. This is not looking good. You and Ruby gotta stay put. Don't make any sudden moves. No funny business, okay? These guys are freaking out. Ivan sits down on the ground slowly. Very, very slowly. Ruby settles next to him. The driver smiles. Aw, that's so cute. Skinny officer nods. Yeah, in a deadly kind of way. I gotta do this, I say to my friend. If you stay calm, they won't mess with you. But Bob, worry clouds Ivan's face. You need us. What I need is for you to stay alive, I reply. I can see he isn't going to listen to reason, so I tried a different approach. Ivan, I say, it it's like this. Boss is my sister. I let her down once, and now, well, I have a second chance. I'll explain it all later, but I need to do this. Ivan looks at the officer's gun drawn, then nods. You are the one and only Bob, he says. You got this, pal. I leap into the air, into the vast unknown, just like Kimu did. Well, maybe not quite so elegantly, but I do my best. Lightning and fireworks. It isn't far to the bridge, but far is relative when the wind is blowing down houses like the big bad wolf. I watch a stop sign fly by. I navigate around trees scattered like popsicle sticks. I keep an eye out for gators and pythons. Lightning strikes a tree. I brace for the thunder. It shakes the earth, the air, my teeth, my bones. A branch falls on a power line. Sparks dance like fireworks. I hate fireworks. I move with more care after that. I know enough to stay away from down power lines, thanks to the Weather Channel and Storm Chasers. Man, I love TV. I'd give anything to be watching it from my nice, cozy bed right now. Good thing I know where the bridge is. My swollen nose throbs. What's the point on owning a top of the line sniffer if it's not working right? When I pass a bird's nest on the ground, I offer to help the owner, a jay. She swears at me. At least I think she does. I hear nuts and some other interesting words. I tend to forget that in some circles, dogs are considered predators. I wonder how Kimu and other escapes are doing. One thing I know for sure, having been on the inside and the outside, is that way too much of the world ain't made for wild animals. How would a meerkat cross a highway? How would a panther face down a city block? How would a wolf survive an encounter with a gun? For that matter, who do I think I am? Playing hero? Nutwit was right. I'm soft. I'm slow. I'm not a street dog anymore. I'm a pampered, lazy pooch. I hear the rush of water, a different sound from the pouring rain, and out of nowhere there it is, the creek. Boss mentioned that the car was near the bridge, but when I get close, I remember what the officer at the shelter said. The bridge had collapsed. And then I see it, a little car, round topped, floating caught in a dislodged tree at the edge of the roaring creek, not far from the crumbled remains of the bridge. And on top of that car, even though it's completely impossible, is a puppy waiting. And all I can think is that dog is a nincompoop. Another bridge. The creek is filled with pieces of tree, boards, trash cans, plastic chairs, everything you can imagine. It's moving way too fast for me to try to cross. I share at the far side of the creek, at the collapsed bridge. I really wish I hadn't seen that puppy. I know there's another way to cross the creek, of sorts, downstream of it. An old pedestrian bridge made of wood and metal and rope. No one uses it anymore. No one with any sense. When I reach it, the little bridge is swaying like a cradle. It's blocked off by a rusty metal gate to keep people from using it, but I can easily squeeze through the bars. I run half across, lose my footing, run some more. Gulp. What am I doing? A fresh gust pushes the bridge with such force that I slip. Half my body is dangling off the edge. I dig my claws into the wet wooden slats. And oh, am I glad my nails are long and sharp because I fight off Sarah's clippers whenever I can. Polling, man. I wish I hadn't eaten so much cheese over the years. And then, one last effort, and I'm back on the bridge. It feels good, so good to return to that little stretch of swimming slats. I want to live. Really, I do. I don't care about the puppy anymore. I just don't want to die this way, not like this. The fears in my throat, my heart, my gut. I've got I've got to get off this rickety bridge, get back to Ivan and Ruby, back to my wonderful Bob smelling bed. I'm not a hero, never have been, never will be. I can live with that, because at least I'll be alive. I turn, moving snail slow because the stupid bridge just won't stay put, crawling on my belly so I won't lose my footing again. Almost to the end, I glance back like a fool, just in time to see the car with the puppy lurch loose from the mooring in the tree, swirling into the middle of the creek like a toy boat in the bathtub. The puppy isn't howling or anything. He's just lying on his belly, same as me, waiting. What a nincompoop, I think yet again. And I'm honestly not sure whether I mean him or me.